class, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and for today we are going to discuss all about business mathematics. So our first lesson is about the fractions, decimals, and percentage. So let's start. Let us have our objectives for the discussion today. So the learner should be able to first express fractions to decimal and percent forms, decimal to fraction and percent forms, and percent forms to fraction and decimal forms. Another one, the learner should be able to give real-life situation to illustrate fractions, decimals, and percents. And last, solve problems involving the three fractions, decimals, and percent. So let's start by first giving the definition or defining the fraction, the decimal, and the percent. So first, let's have the fraction. So it is used to represent the portion of or part of the whole thing. So let's say we have, for example, a whole pizza pie. So let's say we cut it or we slice it with 8 slices. So we have a fraction per piece or per slice of 1/8. So we have 8 as a whole or as a number of slices. It is also a ratio between the two integers. So we have the two parts, the upper and the lower part. So for the upper part, we have the numerator, and the lower part, we have the denominator. Now let's define the decimal. So the decimal is a representation of a fraction, so whose denominator is a multiple of 10. So it's another form of the fraction wherein we divide the whole fraction, and then we have the decimal point, the decimal form, or it's normally a multiple of 10. The denominator is a multiple of 10, so it can be 10, 100, 1000, and so on. And last, we have the percentage. So the definition of the percentage, it is a number or ratio expressed as a fraction of 100. So meaning there is a fraction and then it will be multiplied to 100. So we have the percentage. So normally it is donated. Of course, it is donated using the percent sign. So we have this symbol. So let's have this express fractions, decimals, and percentage to different forms. So we are going to convert the 3 into another 2 forms. So fractions to decimal and percentage, and decimals to fraction and percentage, and vice versa again, percentage to fractions and decimals. So let's start. So first, let's convert fractions to decimals. So we have 3 steps for this, for fraction to decimals. So first, you need to find a number that you can multiply to the denominator to make it 100, to make it either 10, 100, or any multiple of 10. So you need to have a factor to find a value wherein you will have a product of 10, 100, or multiple of or any multiple of 10. So don't forget that the denominator, you're going to multiply it to a number. Next step, you need to multiply both numerator and denominator to that number. So the numerator and the denominator, so multiply it to the number that you look, wherein you're going to have a product of 10 when you multiply it to a denominator. And lastly, you need to write down just the numerator or putting the decimal point in the correct spot. So let's have an example for us to further understand. So first example, let's convert 3/4 or 3/4 to decimal. So the first step, we need to multiply 4 by 25 to become 100. So as the first step says, you need to find the number that we're in. When we multiply it to the number or the denominator, which is 4 here in our given, it will become a multiple of 10. So we have 25. When we multiplied it to 4, it becomes 100. So it becomes 100. Second step, multiply both numerator and denominator by 25. So we have 3/4 as our given fraction. So 3 times 25, it will be equals to 75. And again, for our denominator, we have 4 times 25. That is equals to 100. So we multiply both to numerator and denominator the number 25, because when we divide 25 to 25, 25 over 25, that is also equals to 1. So we just simplify our given fraction. So we don't change the value, we just simplify, and we're going to convert it into decimal. So we have here the product of 3/4 to 25 over 25, that is 75 over 100. So this fraction can be simplified to a decimal form. So how? We need to write down decimal with the decimal point 2 spaces from the right. So our decimal places is here. So from the right, so we go to the left. So we have here 75.0. So we have the decimal places to be right into 2 spaces from the right. So we have a decimal form, which is 0.75. Or simply, we just divide 75 over 100, that is 0.75. So the equivalent of our 3/4 of the given fraction 3/4 is equals to 0.75. Now, let's convert fractions to percentage. So we have 2 steps for this. First, we need to multiply the numerator by 100. So we have to multiply our numerator to 100, and then divide the denominator. Divide by denominator, then add the percent sign or the symbol for the percentage. So let's have the example. Number 1, we have, what is 5/8 or 5/8 in percentage? So first, we need to multiply 5 by 100. So we have 5 times 100, that is equals to 500. And then divide it by 5. So we have the 500 over 8. So that is equals to 62.5. And then we just add the percent sign. So we have 62.5%. This is the equivalent of the fraction 5/8. So let's have another example. Convert 1/8 or 1/8 to a percentage. So again, since the numerator is a multiple, is a value of 1, you can just divide it right away to our denominator. So we have 1 divided by 8, we have equals to 0.125 or 0.125. So how can we transform it or convert it into percentage? We just multiply it to 100, or simply move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So we have 0.25. Our decimal places is here, so we move it 1 2 places, then we'll have equivalent of 12.5%. So the conversion or the equivalent of 1/8 into percentage is 12.5%. So now, let us convert decimals into percentage and fractions. So let's have first decimals to percentage. In order to do that, we need to multiply the decimal number by 100, and then we just add or put the percent sign. So example number 1, we have to convert 0.125 to percentage. So simply we multiply 0.125 by 100, and then we have equivalent of 12.5, and then just add percent sign, we have 12.5%. So there is a tip. An easy way to multiply by 100 is to move the decimal point 2 places to the right, then add percent sign. So we already apply it from our previous example. So we have 0.0125, just move the decimal from left to right. So we'll be having 12.5%. Let's have another example. Example number 2, we need to convert 0.0721 to percentage. So first, multiply 0.0721 by 100, we have equals to 7.21. Then add percent sign, then we have 7.21%. Again, an easy way to multiply by 100 our given decimal form. We need to move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So we have from 0, before 0, then we will be having before 7, and then before 2. So we will have 7.21, and then add percent sign, so we have 7.21%. Now, let's convert the decimals into fractions. So we have 3 steps. So first, we need to write 1 as denominator of the given value or the decimal form. And then we multiply both numerator and denominator by 100. And of course, we just need to simplify or reduce our given fraction or our product fraction. So let's have example. So first, let's have to convert 0.20 to fraction. So we have the first step. Write 1 as the denominator of our given decimal form, 0.20. Or we have 0.20 over 1. Second step, we have to multiply it to 100. So we have 0.20 over 1 times 100, we have equals to 20 over 100. So we have 0.20 times 100, that is 20, and then 1 times 100, that is equals to 100. So we have a fraction here, 20 over 100. And lastly, we just simplify the fraction. How can we simplify this given the product fraction rather? So we just divide the numerator and denominator by 20, so that is the GCF. So we will have 20 divided 20, that is equals to 1, and then 100 divided by 20, that is equals to 5. So why did we divide it by 20 over 20? So we're just simplifying it or reducing it into lowest term. So because we divide it into 20, it will just be the same, because 20 over 20 is equals to 1. So the answer is equals to 1 over 5 or 1/5. The conversion of 0.20 to fraction is 1/5. Now, let us convert percentage to decimals. So first, we need to divide by the step here is we need to divide the percentage by 100, or simply move the decimal places 2 places to the left. So this time, we need to move the decimal point 2 places to the left. because from decimal to percentage, we need to move it from left to right. So this time, right to left. So let's have examples. So first example, we have to convert 175% to decimal. So we just divide 175 by 100. So we have 175 divided by 100, we have equals to 1.75. So again, as it says in the first, it says in the last previous slide, the easiest way to divide 100, so we need to move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So we have 1.75. So from here, we just move it from to here and then here. So we have equivalent of 1.75 in decimal places. Next example, we have to convert 38% to decimal. So divide 38 by 100. So we'll have 38 divided by 100, that is equals to 0.38. So this is the equivalent of 38% in decimal place. So again, the tip is an easy way to divide 100 or the decimal by 100 is to move decimal point 2 places to the left. So we have from here, then move it here and then here. So we'll have 0.38. And now, the last part, we need to convert percentage to fractions. So we have 3 steps. First, write down the percentage or the percent divided by 100. So second step, if the percent is not a whole number, so then we need to multiply it, the both numerator and the denominator, or both top and bottom by 10 for every number after the decimal point. So it can be 100 if you have 2 decimals given the quotient. So we'll have an example later for you to understand it further. And last step, we need to simplify, of course, the fraction. So example, so we have 2 examples here. First, let's convert 25% to fraction. So first step, we need to write down 25 over 100. So we just divide the 25% to 100. And the percent given is a whole number. So we have a given 25. So we don't have a decimal here. I mean, no extension with decimal point. So we just need to proceed to the step 3. So simplify the fraction. So 25 over 100 can be divided by 25 over 25. So the GCF of 25 and 100. So 25 divided by 25, that is equals to 1. And then 100 divided by 25, that is equals to 4. So our converted 25% into fraction is equals to 1 over 4 or 1/4. Next example, we have to convert 62.5% to fraction. So now again, write down. So we divide it, the given by 100. So we have 62.5 over 100. So the percent given is not a whole number because we have 0.5 here. So we need to multiply it, the numerator and the denominator, by how many, by what number. So we need to multiply it by 10 since we have 1 here. So we just have 1 0 after 1. So 10. One value here, which is 0.5. So we have 62.5 over 100 times 10. That is equals to 625 over 1,000. So let's simplify this product. 625 over 1,000. Simplify it and reduce it to lowest term. So the 625 over 1000 can be divided by 125 over 125. So that is their GCF. The LCM rather. And the answer will be 5 over 8. Because 625 divided by 125, that is equals to 5. And then 1000 divided by 125, that is equals to 8. So that's it for our lesson for today.